GB have made it to Cortina, and as you can tell, it's cold. It's minus temperatures outside. I'd say it's even colder inside. It's a nice rink here. It's in the mountains of the Alps in Italy. A lovely setting greeted GB when they arrived here. Of course, the whole journey began on Tuesday in Coventry's Sky Dome, 2 on-ice training sessions, and then the flight from Birmingham Airport via Frankfurt to Venice, and then a 2.5-hour bus journey to Cortina. Lovely setting as we got higher and higher up into the Alps, and it certainly is a beautiful setting for a tournament. Snow everywhere, a lovely ideal place for GB to try and qualify for their first Olympic Games since 1948, and 80 years on since GB won that memorable gold medal in Germany in 1936. It's obviously an exciting time. A whole load, hundreds of GB fans are expected to be out here, and it all gets underway on Thursday when GB play their first game against the old foes Netherlands. How often do they seem to come up against Netherlands in these tournaments? We're going to hear from some of the players getting ready for the first game, but first, head coach Pete Russell.
So how are you feeling then? Not too far away from the start of this one. Are you back in tournament mode? Are you back in GB coach mode?
Yeah, it's always exciting, and it's been a lot of travel and it's been a long 2 days, but you come here and it's traditional and it's lovely, and we can't wait to get going now.
It is some rink, isn't it? It's absolutely freezing cold in here, but
a church.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's really lovely, and we've got a great dressing room. You know, it was a good day and a half. We just need to hit the ice running and get something out the first game, make sure we do what we have to do, and then grow from it.
Let's talk about the team. It's a different team to the one that you took to the World Championships. What have you made of the players that you've got the first proper look at in some cases?
Yeah, good. The young guys that have come in are excited, and the old guys that have came back are excited, and you know, you always get a good group when you go away with GB. They're always up for it, you know, and I just think as long as we get that spirit and we're organised and we're disciplined, we'll do well here.
When you have to make a call to somebody like Ashley Tate, in the summer it was the bad news, you're not going to the World Championships. He's the guy that leads the country in caps. When you get to make the call and say, do you want to come? Was there any point where you expected he might say, no, get stuffed?
No, I've known Ashley since I was 12 years old, and it was never going to happen. And we had a good chat about when he came about last year. I wanted to bring it up, and he was fine. You know, we spoke about that, and then he's so excited to be back. You can tell he can't wait to get going. It's buzzing.
In a short form tournament like this, 3 games, 4 days, how important is it to have some experience like an Ashley Tate, like a Jonathan Phillips, like a David Clark, who've been through this process so many times before?
Yeah, you need that. Do you know what I mean? And you need the youth and you need the excitement as well. But the older guys, will say, they're pretty excited as well. Do you know, they can't wait to get going. And I think it's a really good balance we have. And you know, we've lost some really, really good players. We know that, but we've got to deal with that, and it gives other people a chance that maybe weren't going to get the chance, and it's their chance to shine. You know, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll give everything they can, and everybody's buying in. And yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow.
You skate well as a team. Defensively, you've got good goaltending, you've got good defensive players. Do you have enough offensively though?
I think so, yeah. We just have to put it in spots, and we're good, and we proved last year. I already asked that question last year. I know we're 1 goal away, but I thought that we had chances. We came up against a hot goalie in that game, and yeah, I think we have. I think you got to remember that we have to be solid against the Dutch. They're no mugs. They went down, but they weren't the worst team in that tournament for a minute, and I think that's going to be a really, really, really tough game. Don't know a whole lot about Serbia. We'll see more when we see them play. And then I think when it comes to the last game, we're not going to have the puck all the time in the last game. You know, that's going to be a game that we need probably the type of team we have. A lot more guys that can do the two-way job and can dig in a little bit more, and you know, create battles in the right areas and slow the game down at times when we have to. And we have to have that plan, and it's there, and hopefully it'll work. And to be honest, I think the team we have right now is the best team we can have from what's available. That's what it is, and I like it. I think there's balance in it.
When you look at the Dutch team, they've gone through massive change in their own domestic league. Some of the teams playing in Germany, others now playing on a semi-professional basis. How much do you think that hurts them? How different will the game be from the one that you played in Eindhoven in the summer?
I don't think it'll be different. It might even be tougher. I think the guys playing in Germany are going to be playing in faster games probably, and maybe a lot more skilled in the league they were already in. And I think the Dutch always like a battle, don't they? They're kind of like us a little bit. So we have to be ready for them. Last year, if I remember right, I'm sure they were pretty aggressive how they came at us, and we handled it pretty well. And we've spoke about that. We'll see how they come out. We don't know. I'm sure they're going to be much the same. They've got the same coach. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think he's going to reinvent the wheel. I hope not. And if he does, we'll adjust to it and we'll find another way. But we're looking forward to it, and we'll just come out and we'll play defence first, and we'll take our chances when we get them.
Talk to me about the goalie. It's a position you know a little bit about.
Just a small bit.
How much has Ben Bounds come on since the last Olympic qualifying campaign where he was handed his GB debut?
If you speak to a lot of guys in the Elite League, they think he's the best player in the Elite League right now. He's been great for Cardiff. We also have a great goalie in Stevie Lyle, massive experience. He's great with Ben. He's close to getting a special cap as well, I think. And I think we got a good duo there. It's important. Obviously, Ben's going to start the Holland game for sure. And it's you got a big man like that behind you, it helps us. Do you know what I mean? I think we got a good defence as well. Obviously, losing Weaves is a tough one. Leaves is solid as a rock, and he's still got a lot to offer the team. And it's sad that happened, but I think our defence is pretty solid. I think we proved that last year. I think as long as we're tight as a unit with that goaltending, it gives you a chance in every game.
But to have a 6 foot something goalie who has the reactions that he has, who has the ability to play the puck that he has, that must make a huge difference.
I think what you're picking on there is a bit. He's definitely improving his game. He's playing up the puck, he works at it. And I think it's a massive difference. Every team wants a big guy behind them that they can rely on, and we can rely on Ben Bounds.
And the good news is you've got a big guy behind you right now.
Yeah, he's just come into the picture there.
It's a good job you're saying nice things.
Yeah, but I've known Ben for a long time, and every time I've been with Ben, we've always had a good time, and he's been successful for me. And last year again, I thought he was successful. I thought he handled the whole challenge really, really well, and I think he grew from it. And to me, he looks pretty confident right now.
Nerves?
No nerves, excitement, and just to see how prepared we have, because it's like a fast track, and we just have to get through the first game. We have to make sure we get better each period, make sure we get something from it, which I'm confident we will, and then take it from there. It's all we can do, and it's like I said right at the start, it's 3 games, and you got to take the first one, get something, second one, get something, third one. We see what happens. Do you know what I mean? And but it's nice to see. I think the squad looks pretty young when you see them in the ice. It's quite funny. Like, you see a lot of young faces, and I think it's got a really good balance about it. And I think it'd be nice to get going.
Either they're young or you're old.
I'm definitely getting old. I'm realising that now. And but yeah, I always say it's an honour to coach this team. Do you know what I mean? And it's been good for me, and we have a good relationship with the players, and they work hard for us, and we work hard for them with Tommy and Greg, and we're really excited. You know what I mean? Really, really. I know I look tired just now. I'm a little bit tired, but I think it's going to be a good 3 days.
Ben, everything about this place screams Winter Olympics. You drive in, you see the big ski hill, you come in the rink here, and it has an awful lot of history. Does that almost feel a little bit magical when you're starting your own Olympic campaign?
Yeah, when you start the drive up the mountain and you pull in, you see all the snow and all the chalets. It's a typical winter resort, and with hockey at the hotbed of it this week, so it should be fun.
You think about what happened last time. You were in Olympic qualifying and you managed to get through Japan, a huge test there. Yeah. You eventually went off to Latvia, it didn't quite work out as you wanted. How are you different now as a group of players from that experience to now?
Yeah, I think if you look at the team from then till now, I think we've got a lot younger team. I think we're a lot quicker. And youth is on our side, and the way we play our type of hockey from last year World Championships is speed. Speed kills, and that's what we're going to bring into this tournament.
Are you more European now than maybe ever before as a unit?
Yeah, I think so. You've got to take it into these tournaments. All the teams are fast, quick, smart. So we've got to counterbalance that with the same thing, and hopefully it works out.
When you look at the team that played in the summer, there's 2 key players that come back in, 2 players that you're probably going to spend a fair bit of time on the ice with. David Clark, Ashley Tate, 2 guys, a lot of experience, but particularly Clark gives you that scoring punch, doesn't he?
He does. Clarky was injured last year, and it was a big loss for us. And to have him back for this tournament is massive. On the power play, 5-on-5, he's got one of the best shots in the league, and especially on the national team. So to have him out there is massive, and we've got to get him the puck, and he's got such a quick release. Hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Does that change almost what you do on the power play?
I wouldn't know if it changes what I do, but you look out for him a lot more. You know where he's at and where he's going to be. You want to find him more because he's a shooter. That's what he does. He does that all year, every year, for God knows how many years. So that's what you want to do. You want to get him the puck, and he scores goals. So you've got to keep an eye out for him when he's on the ice.
I guess we go back to the summer and the World Championships where you had such a wonderful tournament. You grabbed the headlines, but actually that was a role that you ended up taking on the power play, wasn't it? Where you ended up taking a lot of big shots, getting a lot of big goals.
Yeah, the coaching staff expressed to me they want me shooting all the time, and that's what I was doing. Luckily, a couple went in, and rebounds, pucks here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, hopefully same again, and just shoot the puck and direct to the net type of hockey.
Saw you doing a few penalty shots today. Have you got anything else up your sleeve after the heroics of the summer?
No, I don't think so. I think that was just a one and done. I'll just leave it at that. I don't think I can top that.
No. What about the other shooters though? Is there enough out there?
Oh, there's a lot of good penalty shot takers on this team, and I think we should try and just win it in regulation. Not have to worry about that.
What does it mean to this group of players to be taking part in a tournament like this with what's at stake at the end of it?
It's huge. I mean, anytime you're pulling on a jersey for GB is special. You feel honoured, and because it's the Olympics, it's not the World Championships. Maybe is that a little bit more that, when's the last time GB ice hockey qualified for the Olympics?
1948.
There you go. So it's a long time ago, and you want to break that mold, and you want to be something special. Like the guys who were in Japan, we beat Japan in Japan, and the feeling was out of this world, and we want to really relive that feeling here.
You look around this building. It's like a cathedral, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a church. They've put the roof on, but so many of the old features remain.
Yeah.
On Sunday night, to come here, beat the Italians, and walk away knowing you go through to the next round, what does that mean to the group?
You don't even want to look that far ahead right now, because 3 games, it's literally you've got to win every game. So you can't take any team for granted. I mean, the Dutch are a very good skating team, very hard working, so you can't take them for granted. But their arena is fantastic. I mean, you look around it and it's out of this world. It's something you never see in the UK, and I think the GB fans will thoroughly enjoy it here.
Altitude. We're up in the mountains. Everybody got off the bus and were huffing, puffing and wheezing going up to the hotel. How long does it take for you to get used to that?
Do you know, we practiced just there, and I didn't really find a big difference, but I'm sure in a game when it's a little bit more up pace, you'll get a bit short breath a bit quicker. But I mean, we're all in good shape. We're all in good condition, so I don't think it should play that big of a factor, or hopefully not.
Key thing, if GB are going to be successful here, what is it in your mind?
I think the power play's got to click. Special teams at these tournaments really, really rule. Penalty kill and power play. If you are successful in both of those areas, then you've got a very good chance of winning.
So as you can tell, the guys are in great spirits ahead of their first game, which now has a 5 o'clock face-off local time, 4 o'clock face-off UK time. The face-off was only changed when we arrived here in Cortina today, so a very late face-off change, but one to be wary of back home. It is 4 o'clock UK time for GB against Netherlands. Plenty of ways that you can keep in touch with the game. They'll be going on air at 3:45 on 5 Live Sports Extra. Seth Bennett and special guests bringing you all the game there. On Premier Sports, you've got Aaron Murphy and Paul Adey. Follow the game there on the TV. And of course, you can still keep up to date with us on Ice Hockey UK TV with features and interviews and lots of behind the scenes footage. And then of course, you've got the Ice Hockey UK website and then the Twitter, Team GB Ice Hockey. That's the way to find out. That's it for now on the first edition in Cortina on Ice Hockey UK TV in association with McDonald's.